The courtroom smelled of polished wood and stale perfume. He sat 2 rows ahead, smug, his mother perched beside him like a crow. His lawyer droned, his voice soaked with false confidence. "She's only after my wealth," my husband smirked, letting the words drip like poison. "She never even worked a real job." The gallery chuckled. His mother covered her grin behind gloved fingers. I let them. I'd been waiting for this exact line. "Your Honor," I rose slowly, my voice calm, deliberate. "I'd like to submit this prenuptial agreement." From Paris. The sound of paper sliding across the polished desk was louder than their laughter had been. 7 years earlier, I would have laughed with him. I was 24, waitressing double shifts, tutoring on weekends, saving for a future I thought was ours. He was a dreamer then, wide-eyed, restless. He told me he wanted to open his own company, build something bigger than both of us. I believed him. I believed in us. So I stacked shifts like bricks, worked until my fingers split and my knees screamed. Every paycheck I carried home, I slid into his hand with a smile. For us, I'd say. He kissed me like I was oxygen. Or so I thought. The change was subtle. He stopped waiting up for me, stopped asking about my day. Business trips that weren't really business trips. A cologne I didn't recognize lingering on his shirts. And his mother? Her phone calls sharpened, her visits frequent. "You should dress better," she told me once, eyes scanning my work-worn hands. "A man like him deserves more." I brushed it off, until I found her text message. A single line that cracked my world open. "She's temporary. Don't worry. You'll be the true partner in this empire." Sent to him. From her. And his reply? "Soon." I didn't cry. I didn't confront him. I went to the bathroom mirror, stared at myself under the harsh yellow light, and whispered, "Not yet." Revenge doesn't bloom in rage. It ripens in patience. That night, while he slept, I opened the safe. I took photos of contracts, bank accounts, the prenup he insisted on years ago, signed in Paris, notarized, ironclad. Back then, he'd said it was just formality. Back then, I was too in love to question. Now, it was my weapon. Over the next year, I worked quieter hours. No more questions when he stumbled home late. No more protests when he drained our joint account for investments. Instead, I built my own account, my own lawyer, my own case. Every paycheck I once placed in his palm, I now folded into silence. Every insult from his mother, I tucked away like ammunition. I became invisible to him, and invisibility is power. The trial was his stage. He strutted, smiled, told the judge I was lazy, a leech, a burden. His lawyer painted me as a gold digger who saw a rising star and clung on. His mother sat beaming, every wrinkle a portrait of triumph. And I waited. Until he leaned back, that smirk stretching too far. She never even worked a real job. That was my cue. I laid the Paris prenup on the table. The judge adjusted his glasses. "Mr. Moreau, this is signed by you 7 years ago?" "Yes, Your Honor," I said, steady. "It stipulates that all businesses, assets, and properties funded by my income remain in my name. Every check, every wire, every transfer from my accounts to his ventures has been documented." The silence was volcanic. I slid the second stack forward. Bank statements, pay stubs, receipts. 7 years' worth. I worked 3 jobs, Your Honor. Waitressing, tutoring, night shifts at the hospital cafeteria. Every cent went into his dream. His wealth, I turned, finally locking eyes with him, was my labor. His smirk collapsed. His mother's face blanched to bone. The judge's gavel struck like thunder. This court recognizes the validity of the prenuptial agreement. Assets and ownership revert accordingly. Such a clean word for such a brutal end. His empire, every polished brick, every shining surface, was legally mine. I didn't look at him when I left the courtroom. I didn't need to. I could feel his stare burning into my back, the weight of a man watching his own scaffolding collapse. Outside, the air smelled different, lighter. 7 years I carried him. 7 years I built his dream while he built his betrayal. And in one morning, I took it all back. Not out of greed, out of justice. People think revenge tastes sweet. They're wrong. It tastes clean, like air after rain, like silence after a storm. And as I walked away, my heels echoing on the courthouse steps, I knew he finally understood what his mother never taught him. A woman who builds quietly can destroy loudly. And I was done being quiet.